my god! Help me? Daddy gonna make me joke. Mouth wide open, mouth wide open, mouth wide open like I was at the dentist, mouth wide My totally loves the deep throat. He's AFK. They get Lightborn. He's AFK, dude. Who starts a game and just sits there? I don't understand that logic. Just, you better off your decent. I'm reporting him, dude. I can't stand that crap with a passion. It takes like 14 seconds to get a match. As a survivor. He hit that? Wow, good hit, I guess. Dude, go for the guy that's fucking AFK. I don't understand this shit, man. Like, just hook him, man, something. Shit pisses me off so much. Chase. Do you have a... Does he have Tigger? Dude, do something. Oh my god, bro. Are you joking right now? Oh my god. You can't be joking right now, bro. You cannot be joking. Oh my god, dude. I don't care if you're new at the game or not. Anyone that goes AFK or DCs, and I know for a fact it's not a connection issue, you're getting reported. I don't care. Absolutely don't care. And how the hell are you gonna quit as a killer when you had an AFK teammate? That was my first game on today. I thought I played like shit. I'm not trying to judge. I understand everyone's on a different skill level, but damn, bro, I ain't no. Look. Let me tell you something. And I put this on my life. And I don't ever do that, but I'll put this on my life, bro. In my 9 years of playing this game, I ain't never DC ever. I ain't never got a DC penalty in this game before. Well, abandon don't count because they give you the option nowadays to ban. But back in the day, before they put that option in, I ain't never quit. I only quit if they give you the option to a ban. Like, I ain't never had DC penalty. Because taking the game hostage, when killers take game hostage, that really ticks me off. So I don't mind, when they give you the option to a ban. I think if you go down 3 times in a row quickly, and if you're like, if everyone's slugged, then they give you the option to. Trying to find something to prop this camera up a little bit. That's better. I'm not judging the guy. Like, he shouldn't be in my lobbies, though. I've been playing this game a long time. Like, I don't understand the MMR in this game. Like, it used to be decent. Back when they had the O ranking system where you pib up and you de-pib, and as you got the red rank, your lobbies got harder. I like that system a lot better, man, because as the rank reset happens, lobbies are easy. You don't know who's good or who's bad. And then as you move up to the red rank, the lobbies get, you're playing against people who are like, MMR wasn't really a thing. It was based off ranks. And you're playing against people like, because think about it. Nowadays, no one de-pibs. So you don't get penalized having bad games. Anyone can make it to red ranks just that quick. Now, it was easy back then too, but now it's a lot harder because back then, if you got tunneled or slugged or had a bad game, you're de-pibbing, you're going down. So it was a lot harder to climb up. There's no penalty. You don't get penalized for having bad games anymore, or bad performances. And then when you got the red rank or the higher level you got, the harder your lobbies got. I'm telling you right now, the killers in those lobbies were. Like, I haven't played the game a long time, and they made me sweat. I had to try hard for a win, or I had to try hard to stay alive as long as I can. Nowadays, 90% of my lobbies are as a killer. Well, let's see, I have around 8,000 hours in this game altogether. 95% of that's probably Survivor. Way better Survivor. I'm a Survivor main. I probably get more bot lobbies as a Survivor. And then when I play Killer, they put me as... I don't play Killer much. I'm not a Killer main. I'm a Survivor main. So I got way more experience as a Survivor. And they're going to put me in a lobby as a Killer that doesn't really know what they're doing. Put me in a lobby with a 4-team flashlight maniacs. This is the way the MMR is nowadays. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. This game is great. This game it's going in a great direction from when I started playing this game 9 years ago. As far as, it wasn't really balanced. The graphics was terrible. The performance was terrible. Anytime you went in the basement or went in the basement on the school, your FPS would go down to like 30. It was horrible. So it came a long ways. But the MMR is way worse now. Way worse now. Now when I do play Killer, I like to play as the Huntress. But as you can see, man, I really don't play Killer like that. I don't have anybody above P6. I mean, I just don't care to play Killer, honestly. I mean, I'm having fun recently playing as the Huntress. I'm a Survivor main. I don't have a lot of experience as a Killer. I've been playing this game for 9 years, and like I said, my 8,000 hours I have or more. It would be more, but I got burnt out for a little while. I was playing other games for a while. I took like 5-6 months off, and sometimes I think I even took, I don't know, I just took breaks in between the 9 years, so it would be more hours, but I took breaks. But yeah, I don't have, the 8,000 hours is probably mostly Survivor. And I'm a lot better Survivor. I mean, I'm a skilled Survivor. I'm a baby Killer. There's a difference. I mean, I'm a good looper. I can moonwalk, which doesn't really mean anything, but to me it does because it gets me out of a lot of trouble. Because I can moonwalk into a 360, all that fun stuff, make them swing. It's probably why you quit. I moonwalked and 360 them and made them miss a couple times. You know, hugging your loops tightly. I'm more skilled. I'm just a skilled Survivor. And I'm not being cocky. It's just, I'm confident in what I can do. Now, Killer, I'm a baby Killer, bro. I suck. Absolutely suck. One day I'll get better. But the Huntress though, she's just so slow. Like if you like just having a bad day where you're missing hatchets, yeah, it's a wrap. You're losing that game. If you miss any kind of throws, you're losing so much time. It's a wrap. It is a freaking wrap. I know my camera's big as hell, but whatever. We should farm this game. We all got cakes. That booty got cakes. Mouth wide open, mouth wide open, mouth wide open like I was at the dentist's mouth. Hump me, F me. Daddy gonna make me a joke. Look, I want. All I need, my body, my pussy peak, just like salami. God, boy flew. But usually I go into a moonwalk like this, if I can do it, and then 360. And a lot of killers just don't see it. 360s are pretty hard to pull off nowadays, especially with the new animations, and killers have a little bit of aim assist and stuff, but if you throw in a little moonwalk into a 360, a lot of times that just plays with their eyes. It does. I mean, you're doing some awkward movement. It probably won't work all the time, but it works quite often for me. Now, it's a lot harder on console players, though. I'll say that, but... Got something stuck in my eye, bro. I need my eye so I can see. Give me a big fat kiss. Oh, good move. He blended in with that freaking tree, man. His color. Good move, man. He blended in with the little red trees. With his little fire out, his little like, it just kind of, he had a glow to it. I didn't see him double back. We got a gin out of it though. I ain't tripping. He got blood favor, don't he? What's up with these Tim's accounts I be seeing? I don't know why everyone heals all the time. It wastes so much time healing. Double orgy, huh? I appreciate that. I like two girls touching me at the same time. I went to the lesbian. You know what I don't understand, bro? I'll tell you that guys after the game. He's got bluff favor. Oh my god, I was trying to use the gin! No, teammate! I was trying to use the gin for cover, man. I knew he was gonna do that. He went around it though. Thought door was more that way. GG's. Thought the door was more over that way for some reason. There's no way I only have 16,000. I did most majority of the gens. Right? No, I wasn't chased the whole time, really. Dude, straight up tunneled me pretty much the whole game. I had 118 points in chase and only 6 loss. Like, I only had 16,000 points, but there's not much I can do. I'm getting chased the whole game. Congratulations. You got me. Congratulations. Oh, man. Like, he just wouldn't leave me alone, bro. Dude wanted me. But, I don't blame him. Jane's hot. I just ruined everyone's vibe. Now, I'm a lot better at Survivor than I am Killer, though. I'm trash at Killer. I mean, I didn't play this game 9 years, and 95% of the 8 hours, or over the 8 hours I have in this game, is Survivor-sided. Survivor hours. I wish they were divided so you can see how many hours you have individually on Killer or Survivor. I can never play Killer because they always try to turn me nice. You guys want to farm? How you guys doing? Give it to me. Yeah. I got light born, I ain't gonna work. let me down you. Hello? Oh my god, I hit that. Imagine. Oh, dude, they were over there too. Wait for it. Oh, that's way off. Wait, that could have hit. They're try hard, aren't they? I'm just toying with them so much. All right, let's actually hit her here. The only problem with me with the Huntress is like you're bringing up the hatchet to your left side. So sometimes like I'm off, like where I want to throw it, I don't actually throw it because like my centering's off. Like if I want to hit her in that gen, like how do I know? I guess it's repetition, but if you're pulling up the hatch over here, you don't have a crosshair, so how do I know I'm throwing it where I want to throw it? I guess that makes sense. Oh yeah, give me that. Give me them cakes, baby. Yeah, give me that booty and that fuzzy. Yeah. Give it to me. Feels so good, baby. Feels so good. Let me eat that booty. She don't even know what's going on yet. She thinks I'm playing for real. Oh my god, you can't be serious. Go up my gen. You don't want to help your teammates? Get out of here! You know what? Just because of that, you're getting hooked. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna let you go. Here, hang out with your. How about y'all do scissors each other? Do a little scissor action. Let's see it. I want to see y'all do a little scissor action, baby. Yeah. Do a little scissor action. Let's see how y'all work them booties. Y'all want to race? Hey! Get over here. Hey! No! Hey, if you get her up, I can hit her again and knock her out. She should go forward. He just teabagged her. I don't know what she's doing. I mean, guess she wanted to die. I guess she wanted to give me a kill. She ain't got her shoes on. Got cute little toes, don't you? Hello? There we go. The hell's the latest in game? I thought I was stuck in a freaking loop or something. I was just sitting there, like everyone's gone. Oh, what do I want to put my blood point? Oh, dude, I should get, fast, no. What's that perk called? 5 moves ahead. That's what I should get. I'm a lot better at Survivor, though. I'm a skilled Survivor compared to Killer. I need me a nicotine pouch. A douch. Nah, every time I play Killer though, a lot of times it's either like, it's just farming. I mean, I don't mind farming if we get cakes like this. I don't mind. Like this, I don't mind farming here. But even if I don't have cakes, nobody has cakes, I always get teammates or I always go get survivors that try to turn me nice, and I feel bad. I feel bad. I just feel bad, man. I feel bad. I just feel really bad. This is one of my favorite maps of all fucking time. All time. Of all freaking time. Now, Cold Wind used to be one of my favorites of all time, too. It used to be my favorite of all time, too. But they nerfed that map to the ground compared to what it used to be. It used to be very, very, very good for Survivor. The loops are very, very long. I can see why they nerfed that map, because they had some of the longest loops around those freaking tractors and stuff. Yeah, you're not catching a good player with the Huntress or anybody else in that map. I'm sorry, you're not. Someone like myself that's good at looping, good at holding my loops and stuff, I can run on those loops back in the day for hours without getting caught. I mean, I've ran nurses, I've ran so many killers for like 5 gen on that map. They had to nerf it. They just had to. It was not balanced. I ain't gonna lie. As a Survivor main, I'll be the first to say that map was not balanced at all. Very, very. I don't even think the game is balanced. The factory map, the game, not balanced. That map is, as a Survivor main, and I hate killers. I can't stand a lot of killers. That map is definitely 100% not balanced for killer. I mean, it is overly balanced, overly, what's the word I'm looking for? Not overrated. Overpowered. Overpowered for Survivor. Wait, I mean, a good Survivor is going to work that map unbelievably crazy. A good Survivor is gonna own a killer on that map. That map has too many pallets, too many god pallets. This game, a lot of people won't agree with me when I say this, but I've been playing this game for 9 years. I think I know a little bit, thing or two what I'm talking about. I'm probably gonna start doing more videos again when new updates come out and showcasing perks and talking about different perks and stuff like I used to. But people are not gonna agree with me when I say this, but this game is far away from balance. The perks in this game are not balanced. A lot of the perks, there's a lot of Survivor and killer perks that are just, I wouldn't even call them meta. They're just out of hand. Flat out of hand. Like when I started playing this game back in the day, you could escape with your friends through a hat, through a key. You could instant heal yourself with a syringe, which was absolutely insane. That was insane for a good Survivor to have. Oh my god, dude. I could run killers for hours and hours having syringes. Just pop an instant heal and go on my way. Overpowered, man. I don't know how it survived as long as it did. I don't know. I mean, I'm a Survivor main. I can't stand. I'm very biased against a lot of killers. Obviously, I always say, oh, every update benefits killers, not Survivor, because they had the end game and this and this. But in some instances, I will agree with them on some stuff, like map balancing and stuff, is just not in a lot of killers' favor. I will say that. And when you're a good Survivor like myself, or Noob 3, or other good Survivors in the community, we're getting put in lobbies with players, killers that are new, don't know what they're doing, and we're gonna absolutely destroy them. Like a new killer is not gonna catch me at this loop. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. This is one of my favorite loops of all time right here. I could run this for a long time. And that's not being cocky, I'm just confident. I've ran it. I've been playing this game 9 years. I've seen that. I've ran this setup many times. Countless times I've ran these loops. Now the new maps, no. But the OG maps, the Cold Wind, the Auto Haven, the gas station one, all these different OG maps, yes. I mean, they've done some changes to the school bus and stuff, but I've been playing these maps. I'm 29 now. I've been playing these maps for a long time. This game wasn't even a year old when I started playing a lot of these OG maps. I don't know what happened there. So much for farming. Now, I started getting into Killer recently because I just enjoy, I mean, it's hard, I ain't gonna lie, and they usually put me in the hard lobbies. Usually. Okay. Oh, I don't have to wait. Why can't it be like that all the time? double check my internet. What the hell's going on with that? Not my internet. I don't know what the hell that's about. What about my upload speed? My upload speed might be a little bit lower because I'm live, but we'll see. I mean, still good. It doesn't take me very long to download games. Pretty fast. I have 1 gig though. I might go to. How about going to 2 gigs? I got a headache. But yeah, tomorrow I leave to go to Houston. Nice. So I won't be live until Sunday evening probably. I come back Sunday. There's no way you're not in the game yet, right? It's on console. They usually load in a lot slower, but they got in already. What are you doing, bro? Selling. Oh my god. Oh shit. How can you? I got stuck. Oh, dude, y'all trying to 3 generous? Bamboozle? That flip-flop? I haven't been hooked yet, so I don't care. Problem is, I'm injured. I know he's coming down here. Knew it. You think he's gonna let you try to get a flashlight? Get by that pallet. Get by the pallet. Never mind. He's gonna go upstairs. Upstairs. That's even better. DC, Justin. DC, man. How did that window get blocked? Fuck. He vaulted it? I mean, if he vaulted it, good play. like how far I'm zooming in my character, bro. I didn't know the window was that long. Where the hell is the other door? Teammate. Why are they opening the door? Oh shit. Oh. Man, I don't know if I want to do any programming right now. I got a headache. I took something for it, but what? So some people know, I'm a musician, so I do that, and then I also have another job. But I like to program, so that's what I do for fun. Actually, I could make money doing it, but I choose not to because I just like to do it for fun. But this is some. Well, this is a project I have for Grand Theft Auto. I'm just reading it. Uh, I do websites too. Front end developer. So with this, so you have to learn the syntax. Once you learn the syntax in whatever language you're learning, it's really not that hard. So every programming language has syntax, which is like you end each statement you end with a semicolon. You gotta have a semicolon to go to the next line to cut off. You're telling it like, hey, this is it. This is this statement has ended. Semicolon. Next line. Finish writing code. But one of the most important things in programming is exclamation point. So exclamation point in programming, well, in C# at least, in I think C++ and like behavior, like most game developers, their best friend is if statements and exclamation points. That's their best friends. Like DBD, 100% obviously uses exclamation points. So basically, a lot of you people won't know what this means. This line of code, obviously, and I'm about to read it to you. and tell you what it means. First of all, I want to start by saying I don't use AI. I get accused nowadays of using AI. I think it's funny because I've been doing this like 14 years before no one said anything about AI to me before. Now I gotta have people watch me on live stream program so they can believe that I actually know what I'm doing. I don't use AI, dude. Fuck that shit. That shit's y'all generation, not my generation, man. Fuck nah, bro. Anyways, whatever. You can't let people get to you like that, bro. I ain't never used AI for no programming. I use AI for like, hey, ChatGPT, what is some healthy meals or what stuff like that. I don't use it for programming. So what we have here is an exclamation point and an equal sign. So an exclamation point in programming means it's not active, it's not true, or whatever. Something's not equal to true, something's not active. We're checking if something's not running, right? So we're checking a variable that I have called if has not and caller is not equal to null, which means they do exist, they are spawned in, and has not started, which means we have not started talking to them, and we are less or equal to 6 float away from the caller, us the player. Then we'll give the player a notification that they can press Y to talk to caller, and the variable that we have, we'll set that to true. So we're checking if the player has not knocked, or if the player has knocked, and the caller is not equal to null, and the call out has not started, and we are distance to less or equal to 6 float away from the caller's position, give the player a notification that they can talk to the caller, and then we'll set it to true, and then it can start running the dialogue for the true of everything that we have in place. So, because I have an animation and I have a Boolean variable set to it, which could be a true or false, and that is the animation is we walk up and we can knock on the person's door. Once that has happened, then we want the other code to run, right? We don't want this to show up to talk to the caller if the caller has not answered and came outside after we knocked. That would be dumb. That would make no sense. So that's what I have. That's what I've been working on. That's what I have in place here. If not have responded, face call, blah, blah, blah. Else, if dialogue is not complete, continue dialogue. So it's just simple. It's simple stuff. It's really not hard to understand. It can be hard if you make it hard, but programming really is it's a little bit of math, but not a lot of it is just learning the syntax around things. Every time I play killer, I get these lobbies where they wanna farm or play around with me. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they're doing. Are they trolling? You are ugly when you. I think she really wants me to chase her. I think she's really trying to be toxic. What y'all got going on over here? I'm not even gonna try this game, dude. I'm gonna let them go. I don't know. I kind of feel bad. Yo, what? Wait. Dude, my hatch is like spinning sideways. It's so sick. I wish I could see an FOV how that looks. Like, I wish I could actually do that. No, I ain't gonna do that. I don't want to get banned. I was gonna say I could, as a programmer, I could. It wouldn't be too hard. I could put a camera on this and program a camera that follows the hatchet. That would be sick. I ain't gonna do that because they don't, obviously it's cheating. Now, if behavior ever came out with a server where you can like mess around with like certain things, I would try it. I would go for it, but I'm not gonna do that unless, yeah, I'm not gonna do that only in games that support mods and make sense. Like I say, I know how to hack online games. As a programmer, I can hack any online game really, but I'm not a cheater. I only do story mode games or games that support it, like games that have a server list where you have modded servers and then you have vanilla servers. Why are they quitting, dude? Well, now I'm gonna kill you. And of course, the bot knows everything you're gonna do. I'm not gonna kill her, dude. They're pretty new. You can tell they're new. Let's get to Dwight. Dwight! You can tell by looking at him he's new. Wow, he got run. He ain't gonna expect us. Watch this. Doesn't even walk behind him. He just has walls for days. Now he's in the open. He's screwed here. He just kept breaking line of sight every time I got a chance to try to pull up a hatch. Watch him take off running. See, you know. That's another way how you can tell they're new at the game or bots. They don't understand when they really think I'm trying. She knows. You got a brain. It's bright as hell in this room. I'm gonna let him go. I mean, I don't know. I just play. If I ever want to farm and get more blood points, I'll play killer because killers dictate what you do in the game. If I want to farm, I'll try to let survivors know, hey, let's do it, you know? As a survivor, you can't make a killer farm with you if you want to farm. So, you know what I mean? Killers kind of dictate the game in a way, obviously. So, if I'm trying to rack up blood points, this is usually what I do. I know it sounds kind of boring, but I'm all about blood points, man. I'm trying to get my Jane to P100, be my second P100. I never really went for a P100 before until I just went ahead and went for one on David. She's a bot, so I'll hug her. Shut up. Dwight's over there. I'm coming for you, baby Dwight. Baby Dwight for wealth. Dwight. Watch him run. Watch him. Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. I know you're over here, baby boy. Where you at, baby boy? GG's, man. Queen. $1.2 you DC'd? Wow. But yeah, so but yeah, I just enjoy programming. It's fun. I kind of taught myself, and then I went to online school for it. But like I said, so this is a project I can show you actually. This is so like I said, I only like I said, I can cheat online games. I can cheat in DVD. I'm gonna tell you how I do it. I don't support it at all. I'm gonna tell you how people hack in games and make mod menus. I'm just gonna do a little talking for a second. I'm gonna explain how they do it because as a programmer, I know how it's all done. I can hack in DVD if I want to, but I'm not a cheater. I only do mods. Let me say this one more time. Let me say it 5 more times. I only make mods for story mode games only. My mods will not let you to go online. If you try to go online when you have my mod injected, it's going to pop up a message that you are not able to go online. Online is completely disabled. Second of all, if it's an online game, like 7 Days to Die or other games like that, or that support mods, like they have a server where you have a vanilla server and you have modded server. That's different. I will make mods for the modded server, but you won't be able to inject it into the vanilla server, if that makes sense. So this is only for story mode, not online at all. People, it's just a mod. So there's a mod that allows you to be a police officer, right? In GTA. And basically what I make is I make callouts for that. So your typical police response, family dispute, fake cop, aka impersonating police officer, solicitation, animal cruelty, you're backing up a traffic, you're on a traffic stop. You're backing up a police officer on a traffic stop. Cyber stalking, no alcohol license, stolen tractor. You know your typical stuff, welfare check, right? I enjoy doing it, but I haven't updated in a little while. But let's see, tax sim, casual, callouts is the name of my callout pack, and you can see people have done videos on my pack, which is appreciate you guys. This guy uploaded the same guy uploaded a video of my pack when I updated it, and then did they remove my callouts? I'm not seeing it. It usually pops up on Google. Well, here it is right here. Why didn't it pop up on Google? Usually does. Yeah, so we're sitting at 53,000 downloads. The last time I updated it was April 5th. And you can see it matches. It matches everything. You see these callouts: cyber stalking, family dispute, hit and run. Yeah, this is all mine. Family dispute, elderly missing. That's gonna be elderly missing right here. Some of these calls are not gonna be in there because this one I was working on and I didn't like the way. It was buggy. Took it out. I took porch pirate out, which is like someone that goes on your porch, takes your Amazon packages, whatever. That was buggy. Now I did give players the option. I could have left it in there, but it was just causing people's games to crash. I figured out why it was crashing. I just haven't fixed it yet, but I know what's going on. But I allow people to shoot, where would it be at? Yeah. So I allowed people to go in. I made it INI. So as you can see, if I go into my settings that I created, my settings right here, as you can see, I made it a settings class with internal static bool. Bool could be false, true or false, and by default, I made them all true. And then I added a read-only string to the path of where it needs to be to work. Load settings, so it's going to remember your settings that you had. So when you save it, it's going to remember when you go back in the game what settings you have. Because I have that down to right here, save setting, and I have load settings. All right, so that creates this. Creates this config. So when somebody has a problem with a callout, they come to me, hey, this callout's causing my game. Well, if they know a callout's buggy, then they can just go in and make it false. Plain and simple. They won't get that callout again. They won't see it again. It's disabled for their end, right? That's why I created this. But let's say they don't know what's causing a crash. Then they gotta send me their log, and their log could look something like this. So I have a lot of things in here how I debug callouts. And one of them is a Rage plugin hook log. And basically how I'll do that is, let's say I go into... I just want to rant for a second. I get excited when I talk about programming because I love it. And when I play Dead by Daylight and stuff, I just get cheesy about like, man, they need to hire me. Because a lot of the stuff I'm teaching here It's what they're doing every day. You know, a lot of the code that you see, you're gonna see. I mean, if they were to bring up their code, it's gonna be similar stuff. Now they're using probably C++ and C++. Well, I'm using C#, which is easier. Well, it's a shorter version of C++. It's just a more of a compact version, but almost the same code. It's still written in C. It's just Microsoft's version of C++. And this is what we use. This is what a lot of game developer modders use. Um, so let me get back to what I was saying about cheaters. People that how they able to cheat games and make mob menus and stuff. Let me tell you. So there's a thing, and a lot of y'all probably know what this is called or what this is. There is a thing called cheat engine. Cheat engine allows you to run it, and let's say I want to change blood points, for example, right? But what you do is you put the number of blood points that you have in the search in your cheat engine, right? That would be my number, so 3822647. I would search for that. That's gonna pull up a list of items in the game because I'm gonna connect it. I'm gonna link it to the game cheat engine. You're gonna link it to the game, and you're gonna look for the number. It's gonna pull up a list of items that's the game's running that has that number. One of them is gonna be your blood points. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back in the game. You're gonna spend a couple of blood points and change that number. Now you're gonna put that new number in your cheat engine value and go to new search. And there you go. You just found the value of your blood points that they use in the code. You're going to take that number, that hash number that it's going to give you, and that is the hash number that they use for Dead by Daylight blood points. And you're going to take that, and then you can take it and put it in here and create a internal override void, and then you can create whatever the hash number is. So you're creating a function, and you're taking that hash number that that behavior uses for the blood point. It could be whatever numbers, and then now you just pull the function number hash number for the blood points, and now you can link this to a mob menu, whatever you want to do, and there you go. There it is. That's simple. But that's how modders are able to make mob menus for games and stuff. That's how, because they're able to use cheat engine to get the right code that they use for blood points, money, whatever it is, to be able to spawn money in and stuff. That's how they do it. I don't do that because I don't cheat. Well, I do. I'm not gonna lie. I do it for story mode games, Red Dead Redemption, GTA story mode. I never cheated online. I mean, I have no ban on my Steam account. I mean, I have nothing to hide. I show people my development. I show my PC. Whatever people need, proof of need. You know, like I said, people are not able to go online with my mod. It's completely disabled. I have a disable function that does not allow you to go online. You have to unlink. You have to unload my mod before you can go online. So, and I do that for purposes of me not getting sued and to protect people online, obviously. But yeah, I'm not a cheater, man. I can't stand cheaters. I only program because I mean, like I said, I do websites too. I started with websites first, to be honest. So this is a website I'm working on. I don't know if I should show y'all, but this is a website I'm working on for my stream and stuff. Cause I'm taking it more serious. I'm gonna show you guys, I guess, and it's a lot of work. But here it is, and it's got my stream and everything. Latest video. This is from mobile. I'm working on that one still. You can go to bigger screen and then but that's a bug I gotta fix. As you can see, when you go to bigger screen, this doesn't disappear. So I'm currently gonna work. I'm gonna work on that. I know why he's doing that. I just didn't. I forgot. You know, there's so much debugging sometimes that goes into this. And I got my logo. That she made. I went ahead and added her into the credits because I discovered her through my Twitch, and she made me a Discord, and then she made me my logo. So this is her logo. I asked her for her logo. I told her I was gonna program it in, that I was gonna go ahead and code it in. But I don't use AI. I do all my websites completely scratch using JavaScript, CSS, and JavaScript. Um, and the JavaScript is actually, to be honest, to me, it's harder than C Sharp. People say it's easier. Bullshit. It's not easier. Not to me. I think it's a little. I think it's so much harder. But here it is. And now I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not a back end developer. I am a front end developer. I don't know anything. If I can make an online store with the credit card information, the little cart and everything. I could do that. But when you go to pay for it, I don't know back end development. So the money's not gonna go anywhere. Like this contact form, you can see I designed it, but I don't know how to do back end development. So this email, when you send a message, ain't gonna go nowhere. So my friend does the back end development. So he wrote most of the JavaScript. He wrote most of this because he knows how APIs work. He does PHP and he's a lot more fluent with JavaScript. I don't know a whole lot of JavaScript. I only know the functionality for website. I don't know the APIs and all this other back end development stuff that you need. That you would need to do, like server sided stuff. My job revolves around CSS, which makes the website look nice, the colors, gradient, and then your HTML. So right here you have your container, you have your anchor tags. That's my container. So you have so basically I have a parent and then I have children. So as you can see, I have this embedded. Now, how you know someone's a really good programmer is when they have their stuff embedded. You can see I have this one slightly over to the left. This one's slightly embedded in here, and this one's slightly embedded, or it's kind of even, but it's supposed to be kind of just embedded. That tells me that this is the parent. Okay, now I can see why I didn't embed it, because this is not a part of it. I didn't see the button, but that's just a button for the mobile. But yeah, so this is the parent of everything in here. So this button is inside this nav. That's gonna put it right up here at the top, right up here. And then you have the anchor tags, and that is going to be, that's for mobile right there. Yeah. And that's embedded in here, so that tells me these are the kids, obviously, or the children, and that is going to be in here, up here. So the nav automatically puts the navigation up here, and then your anchors are your navigation. So if I go in here and I type in, I don't know, another anchor tag, let's say Google. We want to go to Google, right? Well, we type in right here. This is where you type the link at. So if you want to go to another page on your website, you would just put whatever your HTML is. So if I have a contact.html, then I'll put that in here, and then when you click it, you'll go to that page. But if we want to go to Google, HTTP, I'm having such a, yeah. Okay, I'm having such a HTTP www.google, is that right? And then Google, right? So now, and it should show up right here somewhere. Should. Oh, that's for. Oh, my bad. Shoot, I did it under mobile by accident. Oops. So it should show up on the mobile. There it is. Now, obviously, it doesn't have the same effects that everything else has. I'm gonna show you how we would fix that. And okay, so you see how we have nav class mobile dash nav underscore panel that I named it, which is, so classes you can apply to multiple things in the website. But a div ID is unique to one item. It cannot have the same name. It's just whatever you set the name to. If I set it to whatever, I cannot apply this to anything in the web. That's it. the name for this. You can't have the same name. So I can't go to another one, get an ID, and name it this. It won't work. So, but classes I can use over and over on many items or elements. So you see, we don't have our buttons here, and it goes to Google, right? Now, what we could do, if I want it to open up on a new page, instead of taking me away from my page or my website, which you never want, right? I want it to open up another tab. How we would do that is, there's a thing in here called target_blank. That should now open up a new tab. And it does. But now you see we don't have the same, we're not getting the same design. Well, that's because we have a thing in here called, we have a class called mobile-nav__panel. And you can see each one of these have that class that we designed that we called in here. So if you go in my CSS, we should, I mean, I can search for it, but you should be able to see it. If we can find it. I think it might be at the top. Usually I do that. Usually I do the navigation first, but I do the mobile usually last. See, nav_links, panel, we're looking for panel. Yeah. Here it is. So here's our design for mobile. So we have to call on this name to be able to give this one the same effect as this. So we have to go back up here, and right after here, we'll get a class, and we'll put that class name in there, and there we go. So now I have now it's pulling the same effects that we have in here. So, and like I said, it's really not hard. I mean, websites is easier than doing real programming like video game work. So I'm not complaining. It's pretty easy as far as that goes. But it took a lot of work. I mean, I'm not happy with how a lot of the names I decided to use. Like, what the hell is a class stat row? Oh my god, bro. Mobile nav footer. Mobile navigation outside header. Like, what the fuck was I thinking, man? I just ran out of ideas to name shit. What the fuck does this mean? I don't remember what I was thinking with that. But yeah, that was fun. But so basically let's get back into how I was talking about debugging. So in video games, well, GTA at least, your end callout gets ran every frame. So the code in here will be your function. Everything that you want to get ran frame, if you check it for a key press, whatever, will get ran in here. So let's say a player comes to me and says, hey, I go to accept the call out, and after I accept it, it crashes. Well, me being a developer, I'm going to have an idea what's going on by what he told me. The key word is when he accepts it, it crashes. The first thing I'm going to have him do is have him send me his log, and I'm going to show you what the log looks like. And I'm going to show you right now. I'll pull it up. So, nope. Right here. So this is the Rage plugin log. Everything you do in the game is getting logged in here. Everything. So when our game crashes, I'm gonna be able to see when something went wrong. You can see right here, this is mine. Tax Sim Casual Calls, this is mine. This is everything they have in the game. Any kind of mod they have, everything. This is all my stuff right here. So depending on what I add in for debugging, you're gonna see in here. So the first thing I'll do is it's going to help me debug too. So if he says the game is crashing, when he accepts it, well, that tells me that the before call out is getting ran because he's getting the call out. He sees it. Dispatch is giving him the call out, for his police response, right? It's pulling this up. And then when he goes to accept it, it crashes. That'll be your on call out. Or let's say it doesn't crash on his on call out. Maybe after a little while, after a little while, it crashes when something after the call out's been accepted. Let's say a minute later it crashes. Well, this gets ran immediately after the call out's been accepted. This runs every frame. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and I'm going to type game.log in call out. What this is going to do is this is going to run every frame, and I'm going to see it right in here. It's going to pop up, boom, 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 every frame. It's going to pop up, and it's going to say, end call out, end call out, end call out, end call out. And it's going to fill this up. That's going to tell me that this is working properly or not, or if there's something going on in here. Or if it's reaching this. If it's not reaching this, something's up here broken. If it's reaching, let's say, down here, right? And then let's say I look and I don't see it. Well, then I know something up here is broken. It crashed before I got to this. And if I do see it, then that means something down here is broken. And I can keep narrowing down until I find the issue. That's how I debug. And that with the help of the Rage plugin hook, that I can figure out what's going on. But if I type in call out, you might be able to see some of the stuff I've done. No. Well, it deletes after so long anyways. But yeah. So this gets ran every frame. This gets ran every frame because it's in the function that gets ran every frame. But if I have this up here, an on call out, this does not get ran every frame, so this is going to get ran once. But if they're saying their game's crashing once they receive my call out, then I know that this is giving the information about the call out. Something's going on in here. So if I have this in here in between, and we see this in our log, then we know everything up here is fine because it reached here and got to this. Then I can narrow it down to figure out. And then when it crashes and we don't see that, then we're like, oh, right here. This is the line that's broken. Then we can investigate it further. So I'm not sure if that's how Behavior does it and how they do their debugging. They probably got more in depth. That's how I do it, and it works. I never had an issue that I came across that I was able to fix. Yeah, I mean, there's some bugs that take longer to fix. But I enjoy what I do. I mean, as a programmer, the hardest part is debugging, but it could be the most rewarding and fun part. It's not fun when something breaks and you don't know what the hell is going on, and it could take a week to fix it because you don't know what the hell is going on. You're one person, But, yeah. But reading the code's not hard. So, I mean, I can go through a little bit of it. So there's a website that I use. It's called, here's my, I'm about to update it again soon. I haven't updated in a little while, April. We got 229,000 views, 53,000 downloads. I never thought it would reach 53,000 downloads. So to me, that's a big deal. And we have a 5-star rating, I believe, as well. Yeah, we got really good reviews on it. And I promised people that I wouldn't stop. And it's a clean virus. I went ahead and did a virus scan and let people know this is clean, and it had to get approved through the developers of the website, so it's 100% clean. But I made a promise to the community I wouldn't stop working on this, and I'll keep developing it. And I people really wanted this new call out. It's been 7 months in development, so still in development. But I went ahead and released it for beta, so people can enjoy it and and work with me together to be able to fix bugs and stuff. Because it took. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, it's a lot of code for the solicitation call out. You have a spook meter that you can spook her away if you get too close to her when she's on the road, on the sidewalk, doing her business, solicitation, prostituting, whatever. And then if you have your license siren on, you will also spook her away. There's a point system. It's got a mod menu built into it. And then after she gets in the car, it goes to the traffic stop, and it has like 70 different outcomes, and you have to question the driver and the passenger to see if their stories match up. Maybe they're married, maybe they don't know each other. You get them out of the car individually, ask them questions, see if their stories match. I mean, I mean, let's look at this. I mean, innocent pull, guilty pull, true, false, true, false. You never know what you're gonna get playing this. They might pull a gun, they might pull a machine gun. They both might get out and fight you. One might stab you. You just don't know. I mean, it's very, very rare. Very, 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 very RNG. That's the base I was going for. Very, very RNG. And it's still in development. It's been in development for 7 months. But instead of just releasing, I was releasing that beta, letting people play, and then disabling the call out where they couldn't play it after a certain while. But then people started hounding me like, man, just release it so we can enjoy it and we can watch it grow as So I went ahead and did that. So I released it as a beta. It's out, but people know it's beta, and they'll keep letting me know when they run into things, and then we can make it better as people request new features or new, maybe want me to change something or whatever, the bug, whatever they now everybody can give me the feedback, not just certain people that get the beta, right? So, but I use a website called 5M Cars. This is how I get all the cars, the models that I want to use that GTA has to offer. So 5M developers they have all. Looks like they changed their website. Is this it? Anyways. So as you can see, this doesn't look at the website, but maybe it is. They changed it? This doesn't look like it. So that shows the vehicle PEDs. Yeah, this is it, I guess. They changed it. So here's all the PEDs, and here's all the models. IG wage. So that's what you would use if I want to spawn a PED. So if I want to spawn a PED, and my code, my call out here, we just go down and we find. Let's just go to bar fight, right? Go down and you can see we spawn a PED right here, right? Suspect 1 is equal new PED, right here. I would just go in here and find a PED I want to use. Not sure what's going on with here. I have pictures, but I just find a PED I like. And you can use the hash number by you just spawn in with this, and I just change this to this. Now she's the new PED. It's that simple. But vehicles, I've been working on vehicles a lot lately. So I have a class I've been working on that's going to contain all the vehicles in the game. And I've been working on it, and it's not even close to being done. Vehicle extensions. Here we go. So I have it disabled right now, so I have it commented out. So everything that's commented out or green is not being ran by code. I just uncomment that if I want it to be ran, so it starts to be run. I'm working on it. I don't want people to see it or have it in their game, so I have it commented out. And comment You can use comments, for a note for myself, developers, or just to have things blurred out that doesn't get ran by the computer. So this is completely not being ran unless I commented it out. But I'm working on it, right? But you can see I've worked on these are ground vehicles, so I might do it individually based on if it's a muscle or not. But basically, if I go get an RNG number and one of my callouts, and I set a vehicle to an RNG, it's gonna pull a random vehicle from this whole list. If I call under the bottle name ground vehicles. So anytime I want to pull a random vehicle for a suspect, and I'll get a random RNG number, a new random, and I call on ground vehicles, and I put a number between whatever number I want to be randomized, it's just going to pull one of these vehicles that the suspect's going to be in. It's going to be completely random, and there's going to be so many vehicles that can be choose from, and it keeps the game unique, right? So that's what I'm working on now. I'm working on just adding industrial vehicles. This is going to be all your big vehicles in here. Motorcycles I got in there. So this is going to be pretty sick. It's going to be pretty sick. Pet extensions. This is all the animations, the big animations that I have that's going to be in here. The mama class, I don't like to show this too much because this is my own class that I wrote. So all my code uses my own class. So this is all my custom made class stuff that I have in here for custom like entities to clear. That's my doing. You won't find that anywhere. That's something that I created. And then I have taxum extension. This is once again my creation. Yeah. Dialogue handler. That is inspired by Albo. So instead of pressing Y and waiting for a response from the ped, now you get a black menu that pops up, and you get to choose on your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keys, or up to 1 to 6, to select what you want to ask the ped. So you get more input to ask the ped, which is pretty sick. That's not now. A lot of callouts don't have this. It says Albo, but I figured out how he did it, and he just draw the window. So he basically draw rectangles, and getting the numbers right, getting the X and the Y was hard, not gonna lie. But I figured it out, and then he did a cache equal true, draw answer window, answer shuffles, so it's gonna shuffle these answers given, player task. So yeah, it was pretty hard to do, to figure out how he did it. Handle speech string, but it wasn't too bad. It's still glitching a little bit. I gotta figure out why. This was hard. So some math, but not too bad. So an integer, named it y equals 35. For I equals 0, I is less answer dot count I plus plus. And then we take e graphics, draw text to 1 plus 1. Answer is 1, or I plus 1. Answer is I. Text bold. So we're giving our text font right. I meant to say as a 15 float. New point F rectangle X plus 10. So that's gonna put it right in the center of the screen. Y, and then we're calling on Y, which is right up here. So we're adding 10 to this value, and we're calling on our Y because that's what we named our integer. And then we're saying plus or equal to 25. So very confusing probably for a lot of y'all, but basically what we're doing is we're just giving the color of white, and we're putting our text bold, and we're putting this at the center of our screen with the integer to help us move it over to the center of the screen at 35, and then we're going to put our X to a plus Y, plus 10, and then our rectangle.y is plus Y, which is going to be plus to this, and then we're doing Y plus or equal to 25. I know it's confusing, but we don't want our Y to be too massively enlarged from our X. So we have to have the plus 10 for our X, but we're taking 10 off of our Y, so it kind of narrows out. So the box looks like this big, and then maybe this big up here. We don't want it to be too massively large, because if it is, it's going to be outside the screen. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, the integers are just math. It's really not that hard. once you learn what the I means and the 1 means, and you know your greater if it's greater than 0, and we're basically shuffle. What we're doing here, we're just shuffling the count, and we're taking an integer, naming it j, and then we're giving it a random number between I plus 1. So we're giving it a random number between this I that we have up here that we named it. You see, we named our integer I, right? Then we made like another integer, named it j, a random dot next. So we're giving it a random number between this count to 1. That's going to shuffle all the counts that we have and make them different outcomes. Shuffle I, shuffle j, shuffle j, shuffle I. So we're basically, see how we change it up. I, j, j, I. That's going to keep it completely randomized. You're never going to know what's going to happen. And then we're going to return a shuffle. So that's going to shuffle everything. Every time you play, it's going to be shuffled. You're never going to know. It's never going to be the same. The answers are always going to be completely randomized, which is what I was going for. So, sorry, I know we just kind of got off the game for a second. I get so excited. I love programming, dude. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I enjoy programming, dude. Like I said, I just don't enjoy the headaches that come with it. Here's the XMLs I've been working on. The XMLs is actually the hardest fucking part. So if anybody out there can translate, anybody that speaks Spanish, German, let me know. I'll even pay you. I don't care. I need translators bad. I have a lot of people that play my pack that doesn't speak English, and they've been requesting that I I would like them to work with me, but it's hard for me to work with them if they don't know English because it's hard to work. But I've been working on Spanish a little bit. I did get some translations, but I would like to find someone I can work with full time. And I'm trying to translate my call-out pack to different languages, is what I'm trying to say. And the best way to do that is XMLs. And I started working on some things, as you can see in here. Italian. I did have Spanish, but the guy stopped he stopped helping me. So I need someone. I got like 28 packs, call-outs I need translated. And when new call-outs come out, I need people to be able to be available. As you can see, the problem is when they go in here, if someone goes in here and changes one of these keys, they completely break the code. Because what we have in the blue is everything that I need to be able to work in the call out. For example, if I go into bar fight, we have a prompt key call out title that every call out has. So if I go to bar fight, and here, my code, we have I changed that one. Let's try bar fight dispatch. So bar fight dispatch, localization, bar fight dispatch. So when they change this by accident, they completely break the code because now they don't know where to find. So I had to go in and add an error message. When they change something or something's not right, it'll tell them to reinstall it, or they're missing files or whatever. I had to do that because people were going in and changing this. If you change this is on you. I tell people that. I put it in the notes. This is what gets ran. This is what I need to be translated. This is the translation of the call out that dispatch is gonna tell you. If it's a fight and whatever it is. This is a bar fight dispatch. This is gonna show you. Let me go to my English because I don't even know how to read that. So right here, and I needed someone to be able to keep these the same. I don't want these to get changed. These little squiggly lines right here. This is what I need. This is the colors, blue and white and stuff like that in programming. I don't need those to be changed. I just need the code around it to be changed, and then that would translate it. And I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do it. I really don't. This is the way I thought was easy for me, but I just need someone to help me just to translate the code in here. The text, not the stuff, just the text. not this. I don't want this to get, this doesn't, anything that's in the squiggly line does not get changed. That's colors. That's what makes the colors show up: blue, red, white, whatever. I don't want them to get changed. Only things like this and things like this. You know? So I've been working on that. So if anybody translate, holla at your boy. And it took me a long time to get all this to work. And you think this looks easy, like this stuff. I mean, I have a whole separate class that runs all this, and that's my localization class, which is right here. This is how it checks for the path of where the folder is, the callouts that's accepted. So if they're missing a file in here, it's gonna give me my error. I did that because people kept changing shit. Like I said, this all gets ran for the XML and the localization files. And then when I add a new language, then I have to go in and add that in here to look for the path of Spanish or whatever I'm adding in. And then when they install something correctly, I give them a success message, because there's nothing that satisfies the brain more than getting the success message that you did something correctly, right? And then if you're missing something, like I said, if you're missing a prompt key, I had to add that in. So if they go in and delete this by accident or change it, they're gonna get an error. I had to add that in because people just kept changing it, and I kept trying to tell them they don't change anything that's in the quotation marks. I need that. We need that, because that is being ran on my end in the program. Missing files, if they're missing any files. I don't want to join yet. I'm having fun doing this. I'm working on an officer career mode too. So as you can see, if I go to officer career, I have these different XPs that you can get to level up your career mode. I haven't. This is as far as I got. I haven't worked on it in a while. I had an idea, and I just don't know exactly where I want to go with the idea. So as you can see, I got different XPs, but I'm not sure what I want. Maybe you can lose XP if you do something wrong or wrongfully arrested, but I'm not really sure where I want to go with it. I just know I want to do something like this, where you have, like, where you can get lead detective and maybe get a different role to do things, or maybe you get things unlocked, or maybe you can tell other guys what to do. I don't know. Just some kind. I just don't know exactly where I want to go with it yet. It's something I want to do though, for sure. So I'm gonna read a little bit of code to you. I'm gonna show you guys how simple it is to program and to understand code. It's not hard. So anybody that wants to get into programming, it's really not that hard. We're gonna go ahead and read some of it, and I'm gonna let you guys know what a lot of it means, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and have fun. Let me check my phone. Okay. So we have all these usings. All these usings is we're using other code or other APIs, whatever we're using. Like callout interface API is written by another developer. LSPFR is written by the developers for that made the comp mod. and this wouldn't be possible what we're doing without them. So shout out to them because they're the ones that made that. We're a third party. We're making third party call outs for their mod. So shout out to them. We have a class here called Bar Fight, and Mama called out that is my class. I'm proud of that. You won't find that class anywhere. That's mine. I created it. I am the one that created this. It's for me, right? It's my API. This is what it looks like. A little bit. I've been working on it, trying to make it as much as I can to help bugs and as you can see, I have all this in place to help me really find bugs and game crashes and stuff, so I can really dig deep down. So I have this in place, and this is gonna pretty much tell me almost exactly what's going on. So, so we have a vector 3 spawn point. That is where, if you take a coordinates, it's where you're at in the world, right? You get the coordinates. This is gonna be where the call out is taking place. Then I have, some call out name, bar fight. That's for our localization. Then we have some variables. Vector 3, vector 3. This is our suspects 1 and 2 fighting outside the bar. This is a fighting call out I did. This is one of the first call outs I did for this pack. This is the first call out I ever did for this pack. And then it turned into more and more advanced stuff like a stolen plane. That one was freaking hard, not gonna lie. That was so hard to get the plane to land where I wanted it to and to take off how I wanted it to from the guy jumping in the plane taking off from you. Then you had to chase him down while he's in the air going to land to another area. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. And the road rage one was pretty tough too to get to work right, but we finally got it to work. So we have private, vector 3, suspect 1 and 2. Private float. So that's their headings of which way they're facing. So we want them to be facing each other, and I don't want them to start fighting till we get close enough to them. If we had them start fighting as soon as their call out gets ran, they're both probably gonna be dead by the time we get there. So we want them to start fighting when we get close. So we're gonna see how I have that set up. So we have a ped, and a blip. So we have the two peds, 1 and 2. And then we have a blip, scene blip. We don't need a blip both of them because they're at the scene fighting. Then we have a boolean, which could be a true or false, and we're checking if they spawn. No. Have they started fighting? Absolutely not. Have they exited the vehicle? False. Suspect charged player is false. We can make that true in some random situations to make them charge us or somebody else. And they do have that randomization. One time, one guy pulled a knife and attacks you, the player. One time, he pulls out a knife and stabs the guy he's fighting. It just depends on what RNG you pull from the number that I have. All right, and then we have before call out. That's just vector 3 player position. Us, the player position. Now, this is part of our location. Don't worry about that. That's just keeping the location randomized. So it's going to pull a location based on, if we have multiple locations, it's going to pull the location that the player is closest to. That's all that means. So we spawn suspect 1 at the spawn point, plus a new vector 3, and this is our coordinates for that. Same thing with the suspect 2, and then we give them the headings and all that fun stuff. And then we get to the fun stuff. So I had to go with 2 ballers or 2 thugs, 2 gang members, right? So we have our suspect 1 that we named up here for our ped, right? We have to make sure they're the same name because we're calling on our ped right here. This is how we are creating our ped. We have to give him a name and assign him to a ped, right? So we go down here and we get our name, suspect 1, and then we assign it to a ped. And then we're going to assign it to suspect 1 spawn and suspect 1 heading. Suspect 2, spawn him in. I know, it's the same character. I know. I'm an idiot. Suspect 2 spawn and suspect 2 heading. Then, like I said, exclamation points means does not exist or is not true. So we have to make sure the players exist before we can run other code or the game if the game will crash. Because if they don't exist or they fail to spawn, and we don't check if they exist, or we don't check if they're not equal to null, boom, game's crashed, right? So we're right here, we're checking if suspect 1 does not exist and suspect 2 does not exist, then we'll give the player and let them know there's an error. Call out will end and return. So that's going to keep a safe ending and prevent a crash. Because if we don't do that, if we don't end the call out in the code, the game's going to crash. So because they failed to spawn. So if they fail to spawn, then we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and end it, and then we'll go ahead and return. They can go on to normal patrol. Then we have suspect 1 and suspect 2 block permanent events true. What does that mean? Well, you know how you shoot a gun in GTA and everyone takes off running and freaking out? We don't want that to happen when we're caught when they're involved in the call out. So this blocks it. So they don't take off running, they don't resist, take off running and fleeing when you pull out unless they're resisting arrest. But they're not just gonna take off running based on normal GTA stupidity, right? And completely break the call out. We have our scene blip with a color of red. Enable route. You know how you're in a car, you get a route to a waypoint where you're going. This is what that is. Then we have my code that I added for my API. Entities to clear, add range, new entity, suspect 1, suspect 2. Add to blips to clear, add scene blip. That's going to clean everything up after we end the call out. Suspect has spawned, and then we get into the end call out that gets ran every second. So we're checking if scene blip exists and player.distance to spawn point is less than 20 float, scene blip.delete. So when we get close to the scene, delete the blip, we don't need it anymore. If suspect has not spawned, return. If suspect has not started fighting and player.distance to spawn point is less than 50, then fight started equals true. Fight suspect 1.task, fight against 2, suspect 2.task, fight against 1, game notification, fight started. So when I said earlier, we don't want them to start fighting when the call out gets ran, because by the time we get there, they're going to be dead. We don't want that. We want them to start fighting when we get close enough to them before they kill each other. That's what this code is doing. It's going to wait before we get close enough to the spawn point, and we're checking that they have not started fighting yet. And if they have not started fighting yet, then once we get if we get 50 or less, then we can start fighting. Then we can have them fight against each other. And that's how we do that. If fight started and player is not exit a vehicle and player is not in any vehicle is false, then player exit vehicle is true. So we're saying if fight has started, we have started to fight, but player has not exited a vehicle, and player is not in any vehicle, then we need to check if player exit vehicle is equal true. And then we have a game fiber start new. We have to have this to allow code and to allow the game to breathe. And then we're doing a game fiber.sleep 1 second to allow the game to breathe. So we don't want too much code to get ran at once. And then we have an integer attacker equals rng.next02. Ped attacker ped equals attacker equals 0, suspect 1, suspect 2. So now we're grabbing the number from 0 to 2. It's going to be a randomized number. So if attacker ped.exists, clear, we'll give him a weapon. 1 equals true. Fight against player, he's going to fight against us. If it pulls 1. Has suspect charged player? Yes, true. And that's it. Simple. That one's simple. If spoke to player, if we have not spoke to player, in game dot local character dot distance to caller position less than 3 float. And this is going to be update 1.5.2. So how I'm gonna show you guys how I did the beta. So I didn't use a server where most game developers they can use a server and they can enable something to extend a beta for a call out, and then they can after a week it automatically gets they can go in and just they can go in and hit one button to extend it or whatever. People had to re-download the DLL when I extended it. How did I do that? Well, this call out when I released the beta, and I wanted it to I wanted it to show them how many days they had remaining, and then after it reached that deadline, it automatically disabled. And then if I extended it, they have to re-download it. So I use this function right here. Check and notify. If it's expired, so we're checking if it's expired, then we'll have this information here. It's expired. Thank you for testing. Else, if it's in warning, then we'll show the remaining time, days, hours, and minutes using integers. And then when it gets close to 1 day left, then it'll pop up this message. It expires soon. This test bill expires in times left. Thank you guys for playing. All the feedback is welcome. And to make that work, we have to go call on this function right here in our main that runs and registers callouts, which is our main. This is how we function all of our callouts. So I added a build expiry check and notify. which is what we added here. So when I want to extend it, this is where I would add the month, the day, and then what the time. This would be at noon, or this would be at midnight. 7:05 at midnight. It's old, so I call on this, and then I check and notify, and then we're checking if it's expired. Or yeah. So we see we have build expiry dot check and notify. If build expiry is not expired, then register the call out. So we have that exclamation point. So we're checking if it's not expired. But if it's expired, this will not get ran. It will not. It'll just won't work. Disable unless I extend the time. That was the easiest way I could do it without doing a server shit. But yeah, I'm gonna start working on some more stuff soon. But yeah. Fun stuff, man. I should have been reading these a long time ago. We got some. Looks like we got some bugs people found that I gotta get in and figure out what's going on with that. What the hell happened here? So this guy said, so before I release the next update, I need to figure out, so some people are having some issues. This guy says he can't find a dispute. Okay, for dispute. I can't find the location of the family dispute. I go to the yellow point, but nothing's there. Let me check that out real quick. Let me see if if I can read it and see what's going on with that. I think I know why. I think I know what's going on. I need to try to play it real quick. Is it gonna? I don't want to update it though. So you have to knock on the door. You gotta knock on the door to get the pet to come outside. I don't think I told them they have to knock on the door. I don't think I show any message that they have to knock on the door. I think that's what's going on here. Shit. Fuck. 739. Shit, I don't remember my fucking password. Dude, you fucking serious? My shadows want to rise before me. She likes the big, big, big D. So it's gonna update. It's gonna break all the mods, but luckily I have a backup. I want to see if I can recreate the problem they're having. If not, I'm gonna add in something to say, "Hey, knock on the door just to see if anyone's there or whatever." 'Cause I think people are not. I don't think I told anybody they gotta knock on the door. I think they don't know until they walk up the door. They're not walking up to the door to get the prompt. I think that's what's going on. We're gonna find out. Don't remember if I told them. I can look at the code and see, but I want to see for myself if I can see if that's why someone is getting hung up on it. We're gonna load Rage plugin. Wait for the load. It's gonna freeze for a second so it can load in. There it goes. It's gonna take a second. It's gonna freeze. All right. Let's just go ahead and load. Let's just reload all plugins. It's gonna load all the plugins, and then we'll force duty, and you're gonna see my pop up. Tax sim casual callouts is installed correctly. Once we go on duty, you should see my tax sim cut. See tax sim build expiry. Expired. Let me change that so we can. I'm still testing it. I still have the beta. So what's the day? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It's July 16th. Just make it 19 or 18. Let's go ahead and build that. there's our file. Now, usually if I'm releasing this, I would encrypt it so no one can steal my code. But it's just for me for now, so I don't need to worry about encrypting it, and then we'll replace it. And now, shoot. Now that warning we just got, we won't get that no more. Now we just updated that call out, and really it's gonna be until the 18th. So now instead of saying that it's expired, it should tell us that we have a couple days left or whatever. Yep, build expires soon. Test build expires in 22 hours. Thank you guys for playing. So that's good to go. Alright. And I'm gonna show you guys that call out in a second. But let me check that call out people are having problems with. Family dispute. Wow, the audio's not working either. That call out. Let me try it again. The hell, honey? No one reported that. What did that? Wait. Let me try another call out. What the hell?
Solicitation in downtown Vinewood.
That one works. We gotta figure out what's going on with that. Yeah, it does say knock on the door to speak with the caller. Let me see. Just have us go way out here. And they are 100% correct. It is a bug. This is not the house. Yeah, this is broken. What the hell happened here? Let me try another call out.
Dispatch calling unit. Need a unit to respond to possible solicitation in downtown Vinewood.
Well, I guess it's a perfect opportunity to show you guys the biggest call out I've ever done. Over probably 10,000 lines of code. It's been in development for 6-7 months and still in beta. This, my friends, is a good call out, and it's an inspiration to Albo. Let me see if I can show y'all Albo's version of events, so y'all can see where I tried to recreate. Oh shoot. The LSPDFR Albo solicitation. So Apple released this call out what 8 years ago?
Oh yeah, yeah. Back in the building.
So
It's your man.
see if I can show people. Okay, so as you can see,
Skip that one. We're gonna go and put it on. Guys, there's something I could but you start getting it doesn't take long for John to come that long.
so as you can see, you can kind of barely see it, but there's a hooker awareness bar down here. If you get too close, you'll spook her off. She's right there, and you have this, right? This is the solicitation call. This is a call out that I redid, and nobody has ever redid this call. It's one of the best calls that Apple has ever done. Sadly, he stepped away from programming what 7 years ago, 6 years ago. It's probably more like 5, 6 years ago. And I wanted to recreate this, and it was very hard. Not gonna lie, trying to recreate something that's so good by one of the most loved developers in the community. But you can see we got a little spook meter. He's pretty close. He's obvious, right? But whatever. And if you have your lights and sirens on, it will spook her away on here. That's what I was going for as well. And then once she gets in the car, now and she might get in the first car, she might not. She might get in the second car, she might not. She might get in the third car, she might not. Same thing with mine. That's what I was going for. It's all RNG based, right? Now once she gets in the car, then it goes into another class called the traffic stop class that handles the traffic stop. So you see where the spook meter is going up. So he's gonna make a traffic stop here, and it's gonna have a little traffic stop menu that, and you can see if there's still. No, don't run. So and you can see if their stories match up, whatever. So as you can see, you go up. He doesn't know. I don't think he knows that there's a menu. I should have pulled up a menu. So you see the point system? We had to add that in too. But let's just go ahead and try it. I had some bad crashes and stuff, but I fixed most of the bad crashes. But let me show you guys how this looks. Sorry, guys. You gotta flick me off. Alright. Now watch. So, as you see, you get close. Search for the subject. You can't see it on the screen. Let me just put this down to the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and end that so you guys can see it.
Clear 2233.
Attention, this is dispatch. No further units required.
Now that's wrong. We shouldn't be losing points. I'm still getting that adjusted. I'm just gonna move my camera over here. still trying to get everything to show up correctly. Let me hide
Dispatch calling
this.
unit. Solicitation.
In downtown Vinewood.
There we go. So search for the subject without being spotted. She's right over there. And once we get close enough, we're gonna get a little spook meter. There it is. See at the bottom right? If we get too close, we'll spook her away. Stay back. So cars are gonna come and go. She may get in it, she may not. It's random, completely random. See if she gets in this car. So once she gets in the car, it gets handed over to another class. And I fixed most of the crashes, but there's still some numbers that don't add up. Like the point system sometimes don't always add up. You may wrongfully detain them and it'll say you got points. We're still trying to get all that worked out, but that's why it's a beta for a reason. Everybody's wanting a piece of that, I guess. I think she's gonna try to get in the car with him. Dude, having her walk up to the door to the car like this was very, very hard to do. Not gonna lie.
As soon as it's done.
Alright. And now I go to another class. And now the mob menu will be activated that we have for the traffic stop. We can question them, see if their stories match up. They can run or they can pull over. We'll see what they do. They can pull a gun. So now we have it. Now I'm going to show you guys the mob menu that is recreated from Albo. So when you get up to the car, we're going to be able to break both of them out, question them, see if their stories match up. And there it is. Press E to open. Boom. This is my design. I thought about taking out, check driver ID, check passenger ID, but that should add up to what we see in PRD and the police redefine. But we can check their IDs, penny.
Damn it.
And then we can go ahead if we want to question them. Now, Albo, he had it where it pops up, the questions on screen, the black screen, and you get to press which one you want. I brought that back too. Check this out. Let's get the driver out. And it's gonna pop up the menu once we question him. Boom. It's glitchy. I'm still trying to figure that out. We'll figure it out, but I figured this is Albo's design. Nobody's ever done this but Albo, and I figured it out. But mine glitches out like this. I'm still trying to fix it. Don't know what's going on with that, but we will fix it. But it works. So you can press 1 to exit the menu, or you can ask, hey, what's her name? So let's say, hey, do you know her name? Well, he's already lying because we just got her ID. So why is she in your vehicle, sir? Head to wherever. Where are you two headed? Okay, how do you know her? She got in my car. Do you have any weapons on you? No. Well, that didn't add up. Let's go ahead and see what she's got to say. Hey, ma'am, how you doing? I need you to step out of the vehicle. See, now it's not glitching out. It does that sometimes. We're gonna figure it out. Hey, you know, what's his name? That's not right. Like I said, we just grabbed their IDs. They're both lying. I'm not sure somewhere. Now, sometimes they could be telling the truth. The story I have is a married story or a stranger story. This is the game pulled the RNG for stranger story. Sometimes when you play the call out, they're gonna be married and they're gonna know each other's name, where they live, where they're going. Both stories are gonna match up. And then if you arrest them, you will lose points because they are telling the truth. Here, they're not telling the truth. He stopped for me. Yeah, their stories don't match up. And then you can give, other things, give orders, request backup. But,
Thanks.
Marshaw 4 is his name.
Thanks.
Penny Jameson is her name. And let's, what button was it to do that again? Let me, hey ma'am, can you, go ahead and step out of the vehicle?
Thanks.
Oh, I mean, step out of the vehicle one more time for me? Shoot, what button is it? Trying to remember the button to open. One Lincoln dispatch. Sam 44.
Dispatch, go ahead.
Request a pet check. Penny Jameson. Yep, so that's her name. And just to make sure one more time.
Thanks.
Yep. Everything looks to be adding up. March 19th. So I have the names from my call out linked up to LSPDFR to dispatch. Yes, I do. That took me a while to get to work, but we did. So they're lying. She's lying. And no warrant. They're both lying. Him. Sam 44.
Thanks.
Sam 44. So, I need a better mic because she don't understand me sometimes. Sam 44.
Dispatch, go ahead.
Thanks.
Requesting ped check. It's gonna be Marshall Ford. Date of birth is February 17th, 2003.
Copy, I'll run that plate for you.
I didn't say plate check, but okay.
Tango, Hotel 3.
That's not even his name. Requesting ped check.
Hey, slow person! Can we get moving, please?
Yeah. Alright. So they're lying. So if I end the call out, we should lose points. Let's see. I'm still trying to get the point system to work right. But let's just go ahead and
Thanks.
we should lose points because we should be arresting them for lying. Well, they're prostituting. I mean, they're clearly not married. So let's see if we can get her back in the car, and let's just let them go and see what it gives us. We should lose points. I think I have it set to like 10 points, and the point system don't do nothing right now, but eventually it's gonna tie into other call-outs where you lose points. If you lose points, you downgrade your rank. That's what I'm trying to go for. So let's give order to the passenger. Get back in the car, ma'am. And let's go ahead and end the call-out. We should lose points. We should not gain points. No crashes so far?
Attention,
Yeah, we lost 10 points.
dispatch. For
Driver should have been arrested,
required.
passenger should have been arrested. Obviously, they were prostitutes. So there we go. There's the call out. I am about to release this probably next weekend. That's the goal. It's one of my, oh man, it's still buggy in some areas, but I'm so proud of it. It's been in development for 7 months, and I wrote it all by scratch, and it was very, very aggravating. I had a lot of game crashes, a lot of bugs. Dude, just a lot of headache and hours of fighting to try to get this to work. And I fixed a lot of bugs, but now we got some other bugs we gotta figure out. With the family dispute, I have no idea what's going on with that. That is completely broken. I don't know how that got past my sleeve, but it is completely broken. There's nothing down here. This is not a location I have. There's nothing here. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna read the code and see if I can figure out what the hell is going on with that. So it's going to be under the location. It's going to be under on call out. It's gonna be over here. So setup call. It's gonna be in here. So I have I see what's going on. I think I already spotted it. See, being able to read code helps. Let me double check. Hold on. Let me just double check the code here to make sure I'm not, before I get too excited. So that one worked. I think what's going on here is this should be public. Because if it's private, it can't access my call out class. Nope, I see what's going on. I am a fucking idiot. There's no way I did that. There's no way I fucking did that. Oh my god, I gotta start looking at my code more, man. What am I doing? I see why it's not working now. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh man, it sucks being the only programmer sometimes, dude. I did have 2 other guys that were working on my team, but not really a thing anymore. I'm gonna show you guys what I was talking about now. If we go to my call out manager, I have the location commented out. It's not being ran by the code. There's no way I forgot that. That's really embarrassing. There's no way. I must have been doing something. I commented it out. There's no way. That definitely got to be the reason why it wasn't working. Oh man, I don't ever check my code before I come out with an update. I rush it sometimes and I just forget things. Like one night I had to update the game, update it like 5 times because I kept forgetting to add shit back in. Because there's no way to like work on your code while keeping what they have untouched. So if something breaks, I can still revert back to the update. Unless I have more than 1 or 3 copies. Let's try it out now. It should work now. It should not bring us to this house. It should actually bring us to our location and work. Let's try it. Nope. Still didn't do nothing. Still, I mean, that was part of the issue. I thought I was gonna fix it. That did not fix it. Let me try one more thing. Let me try. No, wait. That was right. Public status. Never mind. Fuck. Public. Let me try. Now I don't know what's going on now. I thought that was it, but I was looking at that code. That was for a new location. Fuck. Alright. Let me go back into here. Let me just try to make this public. have to figure that out later. That's unfortunate. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll have to debug it. Alright. See you guys later. I'll be on a little bit later. Peace.